Hello, everyone. I'm here to share some teachings of the Chalice with Mother Mary and the Magdalenas, and we are titling this series The Teachings of the Living Waters. Mother Mary wants me to begin by talking about the power of water and the living intelligence of water. What does that even mean, and why is it important? I want you to begin thinking just from a very simple, grounded place. We are beings of water. There's an extraordinary amount of water moving through our biological processes. Think about our blood, our sweat, our tears, our saliva, our digestive processes, and the fluids surrounding our cells. Water is not separate from us. Water is part of us. We are water, held within this beautiful mineral casing that is our physical body, working together in an organic process. The teachings of the Chalice. Mother Mary describes this sacred relationship with water as a foundation for what I would call the teachings of the living waters, or the teachings of the Chalice. To me, these are teachings about how to become a vessel of light, to allow the living waters to flow through us as we gather the sensation, feeling, and experience of this physical reality that we are co-creating together through our electrical currents. When we become dehydrated, our bodies experience stress as we become less coherent, and our current is less fluid and less connected and less powerful. There's more friction, more noise, and more interference between the processes happening within us. We can feel that agitation directly in the body. And then there is our relationship with the planet itself. Earth is a water planet. Water is central to life here. It moves through the atmosphere, through the land, through our bodies, and through every living system around us. We drink water. We bathe in water. The air contains water. We are essentially moving around within a world of water. How can we not be in love with water? How can we not revere it when we recognize how intimate and transparent our relationship with it really is? The waters of Earth continuously move through the water cycle, and alongside that, the soil and mineral cycles of Earth are continuously moving and recycling as well. I like to think of the physical body as a microcosm of Earth itself. We are part of the soil and mineral cycle. Water moves through Earth, interacts with minerals, carries them, deposits them, and participates in the formation of the physical world around us. And when our bodies are eventually released back to Earth, we become part of that cycle again. Everything is being recycled. Water is working with soil and minerals to create our physical body and to create the physical reality of life on Earth. That to me is miraculous. When I speak about the intelligence living in water, I'm speaking about the wisdom carried through these ancient cycles of Earth, the cycles of water, soil, and minerals that have been here from the beginning. I would describe living waters as water that is alive in coherence with the natural frequency of Mother Earth, with Gaia herself, outside of the distortions that can come through human intervention. And you can see something of this principle everywhere. Where water is moving, life is born. Where water becomes stagnant or disrupted, the life around it can begin to suffer. Living waters are a conduit for life. They carry, in my understanding, an ancient wisdom of Earth. Water, the womb, and creation. We can bring this understanding even closer to home. When we are formed in the womb, we are surrounded by water. The womb provides a watery environment in which a human body develops and grows. So we are not only mostly made of water, we are not only living on a water planet, we are not only participating in the cycles of water on Earth, we are formed within water. There is something deeply poetic about that, and for me, deeply meaningful. Water is woven into the story of our physical becoming. Another way of thinking about living waters is that has come to me is the idea that water carries a vast library of wisdom across the ages of Earth's existence. It's flowing in me. It is part of me, and I am part of it. In this way, I think of water as an Akashic record of Gaia herself, her experiential and sensational experience of becoming. Our bodies are a part of that story. We are continually recycled into the physical wisdom of Earth, into the soil, the minerals, the water, and the carbon-based processes of life. The Marys explain it to me in very simple terms. The water has the recipe for life, and the minerals are the ingredients. The water has the recipe. The minerals are the ingredients. Because water is already part of our bodies, we can begin to work with it by becoming conscious of our relationship with it. You can speak to your water. Begin with water that feels as close to nature as possible, clean spring water, clean well water, or another source you trust. Then, instead of thinking of water as merely an object, begin relating to it as part of the living system you are participating in. Speak to it. Give it an intention. Ask a question. You might say, "Help me to understand what I'm not seeing around this situation." Then drink the water. For me, this is a practice of relationship. As we become more conscious of the water we are taking into our bodies, we can also become more conscious of what begins to move within us, our awareness, emotions, energy, and perception. You can also visualize light moving into the water. You can hold the vessel in your hands and infuse it with love and intention. The practice doesn't need to be complicated. You can simply say, "I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to acknowledge that you are full of living wisdom," and then listen. Some people experience this through prayer, some through manifestation, some through intention. Whatever language you use, the essence is the same, becoming conscious of the relationship. There are also technologies people use to explore this relationship with water. I personally love the Aqua Energizer, which I use as part of my own practice. And I see technologies like this as a bridge between our understanding of water and our desire to bring our water into closer resonance with nature. For me, the question is not about blindly believing that something is true. It is about exploring what resonates for you and paying attention to your own experience. There are different technologies for different people. Trust yourself enough to ask, "Is this for me? Does this feel true? What happens when I explore it?" Another part of this practice is becoming intentional about what we carry our water in. Glass, earthen vessels, other materials that allow us to move away from disposable plastic and towards objects that are made to last. For me, this is also part of honoring water. We are moving away from wasteful consumerism and towards creating environments that work in greater coherence with nature rather than trying to conquer or overcome nature. I've become particularly drawn to cobalt blue as a vessel for water. I experience it as especially potent for holding the quality of water that I'm working with, and I use my own subtle energy practices and biogeometry to explore and affirm what I experience. I'll share more about cobalt blue, the frequency of blue, and its relationship with water in another session. Ultimately, this is very simple. Pay attention to your water. Choose the water you bring into your body with intention. Choose vessels with intention. Speak to your water. Give thanks to it. And notice what changes in your experience of life when you begin treating water not simply as a substance you consume, but as part of a living relationship. I encourage you to try it. Let's together move through a water blessing. So grab a vessel of water, push pause in this moment if you need to, and come back. And we'll move through a water blessing together. So let's take a moment together to thank the holy waters of this planet for offering us the blessing of life and the opportunity to experience this physical reality now. I extend my gratitude to water and to all of its living wisdom for enabling my life to be full, fluid, and fun. May we all be blessed. May the waters of earth bless us. And may this water that we drink together travel to all of the places within us that need healing, opening us to compassion, empathy, and peace as we remember that we are part of one body together. Amen. I can't wait to share more about cultivating this sacred connection to the living waters of earth within you and with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching if you're watching the replay. Peace and love. May peace radiate within you.